Don't say you haven't been warned. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. DistortedReality.podbean.com and Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on American Liberty Radio Network. Sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Hey folks, welcome. This is the Truth Experience right here on American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com is the network site. You can go to thetruthexperience.weebly.com for more information. Folks, I don't know what to tell you, but I will say this, and I'm going to make this plain and simple. Pardon my French, pardon my language, no. Not meaning to offend people. But I'm tired of the leftist bullshit that's going on out there. I am so sick and tired of it. Oh, wait a minute. I'm also done with the Republican fascist bullcrap as well. I'm done. Today, tonight, this evening, or not tonight, sorry, tomorrow night, I just looked at my calendar. There's votes for Rob Quist or Greg Gianforte, sorry. And I'm done with the leftist bullcrap. There's others being voted for because there's a seat in Congress or a representative. I want to make this perfectly clear. I'm going to put this out here and I'm going to make this very, very clear. I'm all for people having rights. I'm all for people being supported in whatever way possible that you can support them. I agree with peace, freedom, liberty, and security for this nation. That's where I stand. And if these candidates or others don't have that same principle or stand on that same principle, they shouldn't be running for even a dog catcher for the freaking cities. Here in Billings, Montana, I wrote this on my personal page, Wayne S. Pierce. I'll share this on the Truth Experience page on Facebook. Here in Billings, Montana, people are voting for either Quist or Gianforte or others. Well, it's total and absolute bullshit. Anyone would want to not protect the borders, stop everyone from carrying openly, or force people to give up basic liberties. Seems to me the choice is clear, but the leftists in this state refuse to accept the facts that people, patriots like myself, are for peace, freedom, liberty, and security, not only for this state, but for the country. Liberals are not going to agree on anything in this state. The Sanders-Clinton supporters are completely bass-ackwards when it comes to the God-given rights we have. Hate me, like me, unfriend me for whatever reason, but they know for a fact they, the Democratic Socialist and Republican Fascist, and those that support liberal, open-border agendas will not, and I repeat, will not get their way. I'm completely done with leftists, Marxists, any type of tyrannical ideology that anyone would have. And I'm going to point my fingers at all of those people that want that and say this. There's the border. Get the F out now. And for those people that would allow refugees to come to this country and begin to tear down the very basics of liberties and freedoms of this country need to pack their crap and get the hell out now. Yeah, I'm angry, folks. I'm angry. And so should you be. But are you? No, you're not. Why? Because we live in a world that's upside down. The philosophies of people seem to be a little backwards. Let me ask you a question. Let me calm down for a minute here and let me ask you a question. It's real simple. Doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure this one out, but it might. You're in your home. You're watching a game. You're, eating popcorn. Whatever you're doing in your home, that's what you're doing. Okay? That's what you're doing. And then a knock comes at your door. It's after dinner time. It's probably around 7:30. A knock comes at your door and you go to answer it. And your door gets busted in and military types of personnel come in and snatch up your family and take you away. Oh, and by the way, you can see that very video. 2 of them, actually, on YouTube. It was a commercial, an ad, I don't know what it was, but it was on MTV. Go look up MTV. Well, let me go do it for you. Let me go do it for you. Go to YouTube. I'm walking you through this. This is why I'm doing it for you. Not that I'm not, confident that you can't do it yourself. But MTV, as soon as my browser decides it wants to work, there it is, right there. How I found it was I typed in this, MTV commercial camps. There it is. MTV Think Martial Law Commercials, National Defense Authorization Act, S. 1867. I'm going to put those 2 videos. There's one, it's a minute and a half. There's one that has both videos on it. So I'm going to put that on the Truth Experience Facebook page. Okay? And this is from, was uploaded in 2011 by the northwestreport.com. I'm giving you all the information, folks. I don't see why you can't go do this on your own. Really don't. But there it is. It's on the Truth Experience on Facebook. And here's something else. I'm calming down now because I want to make sure that you understand what is going on. And by me being mad, it probably wouldn't help. And Montana, specifically the citizens of Billings, Montana, where I am broadcasting from live on this 24th of May, 2017, let me ask you a question. How would you feel if your state that you live in was put into a video game and made you look like fools and extremists and right-wing extremists? How would you feel about that? How would you feel about that? Well, Don Salazar at Infowars.com says villains in upcoming video game are white Christian right-wing extremists from, you guessed it, Montana. Americans cast as enemies in Far Cry 5. The graphic for the latest installment of the video game series Far Cry indicates white Christian Americans from Montana will be the antagonists. The gamer site Polygon reports, quote, Far Cry 5 will tell the story of a militant Christian cult if a piece of artwork released today by publisher Ubisoft is any indication, unquote. The shocking promotional illustration features a group of flannel-wearing bearded rednecks sat around a table in poses similar to that of Jesus' Last Supper. The characters are armed and a slew of guns are strewn across the table with apple pie, a Bible, and red meat nearby. A bound and beaten man with the word sinner carved into his back sits in front. Far Cry 5 stands out as it's the first in the series to let gamers mow down Americans, albeit fictitious, not mutants or foreigners. That's going up on on the Truth Experience on Facebook. Go look it up, folks. It's right there, Billings. The Truth Experience on Facebook. There it is. You guys pissed off yet? Well, you should be. Let me go and switch gears and go into this direction. Okay? I want to say that there are a certain number of folks in the mainstream propaganda media that tell the truth literally with the facts to back it up, and who are being persecuted by advertisers and all of these other people, these leftist liberals, democratic socialists, fascist Republicans, and they push their particular tyrannical agenda against these people telling the truth and get them shut down, i.e. Bill O'Reilly. And I don't know what the real reason was he was fired, but I'm sure what he was talking about didn't help his case. The Hill is reporting Sean Hannity loses advertiser after pushing Seth Rich conspiracy theory. Cars.com drops popular Fox show. Fox News host Sean Hannity lost an advertiser Wednesday after pushing a baseless conspiracy theory surrounding the killing of a former Democratic National Committee staffer, BuzzFeed reported. Cars.com announced that it would immediately pull all advertisements from Hannity's 10 p.m. show, a day after the Fox host said he would stop discussing the story on former DNC staffer Seth Rich for now. Quote, the fact that we advertise on a particular program doesn't mean that we agree or disagree or support or oppose the content, unquote, Cars.com said in a statement reported by BuzzFeed. Quote, in this case, we've been watching closely and have recently made a decision to pull our advertising from Hannity, unquote. That's going up on the Truth Experience Facebook page, so you can take a gander at that. It says read more, so obviously, there's more to read. If you're on the Truth Experience website at thetruthexperience.weebly.com, you can click on the Truth Experience podcast and listen to me live right there. You can click on the little window in the middle there underneath where it says live, and you can chat with me if you wish. That is completely up to you. I would like to hear from you, by the way. Let me know. Let me know you're listening. Okay? I give heavy sighs when things get to a point where it's just so absolutely insane that to me, people cannot even grasp how stupid they truly are. And I'll give you 2 examples. By the way, if you have any questions, you can go to thetruthexperience.weebly.com and ask me in the chat room or email me at americanlibertyradio@usa.com. Millie Weaver over at Infowars.com, 24th of May 2017, writes, Liberals rethink travel ban after Manchester bombing. How many more terror attacks will need to take place before the left wakes up? After the recent suicide bombing at Ariana Grande's Manchester concert, Infowars reporter Millie Weaver takes to the streets and asks liberals if they think Americans should rethink Trump's travel ban. It's a video, folks. You need to watch it. You need to consider things and draw your own conclusion. There we go. It's on The Truth Experience on Facebook. I find it incredibly odd that people are too stupid to even accept what's going on. For instance, under the news, or I should say under the U.S. news section of Infowars.com, Paul Joseph Watson has a video. And he talks about Katy Perry is a complete idiot. The dumbest of the celebrity libtards. This is from the 24th of May, 2017. Paul Joseph Watson, Infowars.com. The pop star responded to the Manchester attack carried out by a terrorist who was able to exploit open borders by calling for more open borders. Paul Joseph Watson says, Hey, Katy, you're not Che Guevara. You're a dumb bimbo who dresses up like a slut and sings about popsicles. Don't you just yearn for the days when celebrities occasionally told the truth about the world? This is going up on The Truth Experience on Facebook. I want to give you, folks out there listening to me, the opportunity to voice your opinion. So please do go to The Truth Experience on Facebook and pop in your opinions there. Or if you're more so inclined, go over to thetruthexperience.weebly.com, click on that little bubble there right underneath the word live, and it looks like a thought bubble, you know what I mean? It's in the middle between the heart and the share, little icon. Click on that and let me know what you think. Okay? I don't know how long I'm going to be, so I'm just going to go for as long as I feel I should go. Let me also say this, and I'll switch gears again and go here. The Dallas News from Texas is reporting, politically correct Americans, quote-unquote, better wake up to terrorist threat, sheriff warns. Quote, this is what happens when you disarm your citizens, unquote. Montana, wake up. An outspoken North Texas lawman took to Facebook after Monday's deadly bombing in England to warn residents a similar attack could happen here. Quote, this is what happens when you disarm the citizens, unquote. Denton County Sheriff Tracy Murphy wrote, quote, when you open your borders without the proper vetting, when you allow political correctness to dictate how you respond to an enemy that wants to kill you, unquote. At least 22 people were killed and more than 50 were injured in an explosion outside an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester. The Islamic State claimed the attacker, whom police identified as 22-year-old Salman Abedi, who was born in Manchester, as one of its own. Murphy's post continues, quote, You better wake up, America, while you're distracted by the media and the crying of the left. Islamic jihadists are among us and want to kill you. What will it take? This is happening at a concert in Dallas. This happening at a concert in Dallas or a school in Denton County. It says read more, so I'm going to put the original article up there from dallasnews.com. I want to make sure that you all understand one very valuable thing in all of this, folks. Every time you turn around, every time you make a comment to someone like me, or you make claims that someone like me is a conspiracy theorist, I want you to remember something. And it's very clear to me that people cannot accept this, but I want you to remember this. There are no longer any conspiracy theories at all, ever, and will never be anymore, due to the fact that people like us in the independent media and alternative media will always rip apart every single mainstream propaganda media report, and we will give you the truth and the facts. And if you don't like that, you got choices you got to make. You've got choices out there, and your decisions are based upon those choices. Whatever you decide to do is completely up to you. But there is no longer any conspiracy theories whatsoever. Democrat shill Brennan pushes White House regime change. Let me tell you how stupid the leftist liberals, Democratic Socialists, fascist Republicans are, okay? David Knight, Infowars.com. Democrat shill Brennan pushes for White House regime change. The establishment is not slowed down with the quote-unquote impeach Trump rhetoric. Former CIA director Brennan testified to a House committee recently, continuing his innuendo, but never rising to allegations. David Knight looks at the man who has become the first to openly use the intelligence community for political purposes. That is against the law, and frankly, on the basic level, that is treasonous. Using an intelligence community for political purposes. Do you know what that is? That's called tyranny. That's the outcome of using an intelligence organization in the community to change political outcomes. That's the result of, wait for it, terrorism. And I, being former military, and others being current and former military, have taken an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America against enemies, foreign and domestic. How's that working out for you, huh? I'm going to put that on the Truth Experience Facebook page. It's going up on my personal page as well, so there's a lot that has to be looked at. There's a lot that has to be examined. There's a lot that has to be taken into consideration. People are going to see things their own way. They're going to understand things in their own manner or in their own fashion. They're going to bring about an outcome that serves them and their purposes. We know this. We got this. Okay? We understand that the only thing, well, not the only thing, there's many things, depending upon your perspective, there are a lot of things that we can do. It's not just one thing. There's a lot of things that we can do. And the American people who stand up for peace, freedom, liberty, and security for this nation better get their asses out into the streets to defend their neighborhoods, their cities, their states against the domestic enemies of peace, freedom, liberty, and security for this nation. Now, I know that's hard to understand, and I know that's hard to accept. Well, you're calling for a coup. No, I'm not. I'm calling for the defense of the American people. I'm calling for the defense of the United States of America. That's what I'm calling for. And you Democratic socialists out there, you Bernie Sanders supporters, you Hillary Clinton supporters, are you completely stupid? Yeah, I'm a little pissed right now, okay? I calmed down a little earlier to give you those articles, but I'm just a little pissed at this moment. Because I see one thing. I see one thing coming if this does not stop. I see one thing if this does not stop. That you leftists out there, that you Democratic socialists out there, that you Republican fascists out there, when all is said and done and the smoke clears, and if your constituents, if your people you follow win, or somehow the basic New World Order wins in this part of this global chess game, here's what I see coming for you people that supported it. You're going to be in their crosshairs, and they're going to take you out. You understand me? You've served their purpose. When you're done, you're done. And there's no more use for you. So anybody that supports Clinton or Pelosi or Quist or a number of people across the board, when you're done and they see you as a liability, what do you think they're going to do to you? What do you think they're going to do? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought. And here's an article showing the purpose of the open borders. This is only one section and one opinion about what is going to happen when you open the borders. Okay? 24th of May, 2017, Infowars.com. Infowars Nightly News Live, Islamic terror used to bring police state. Leftists demand society cower to growing Islamic threat. Okay? So go to Infowars.com and watch the show. Not right now, but later. But I want to ask, because the question is on my mind, I want to ask you supporters out there of Clinton, Sanders, Quist, Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein, all of those people, even retiring Congressman Harry Reid, I want to ask you people this. How stupid do you think we are that we can't see through your bullshit? How dumb do you think we are? I'm sick and tired of having to walk around on eggshells around you people. Because I know exactly who you are, what you do, what you stand for, and it takes a lot for me to hold back from punching you in the face. But I know that won't serve any purpose. That's one of the reasons why I don't punch you out. Okay? That's just... I'm going to break. I'm going to calm down some more. I'm going to go to break. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Check it out. Go to thetruthexperience.weebly.com for more information. I'm a little upset that's why I'm going to go to break. Calm down a little. I'm going to steer into another direction and, we'll talk about something else, okay? So, I'll be back right after this. Smashing through the lies of the mainstream media, tearing down the walls of misinformation.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Shattering the foundations of the new world order.
To bring China into the creation of a new world order.
The truth, the facts, no bullshit.
In this new world, such dangerous currents have swept along faster than our efforts to contain them. And that is why we cannot afford to be divided.
The American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes.
For more information, go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com or email them at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. This is American Liberty Radio Network. This is the Truth Experience.
You want the truth. You want the facts. Without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Distorted Reality. I am your host, Nick Tucker, and I welcome you to the broadcast
Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. DistortedReality.podbean.com and Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on American Liberty Radio Network.
There's a show that's not afraid to ask questions no one else will ask. Not afraid to say
what no one else will say.
Friday nights at 7 p.m. Listen to Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie, where no topic is off limits. Conspiracy theories, paranormal activities, hoaxes, the unexplained. It's what we talk about. Question everything. Trust no one. Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie. Friday at 7 p.m. on the KCOR Digital Radio Network out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hey folks, welcome back. This is The Truth Experience. TheTruthExperience.weebly.com. And if you want to go to American Liberty Radio Network, you can do that too. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. This is the 24th of May, 2017, this is the Truth Experience Live. I started like a half hour early, so hey, let's get into the news, shall we? Manchester attacker's father, younger brother arrested in Tripoli. Spokesman, brother suspected of ties to ISIS. No details on reason why father was arrested. Reuters is reporting that. The father and the younger brother of the suicide bomber who killed 22 people at a concert venue in Manchester have been arrested in Tripoli, a spokesman for a local counterterrorism force said on Wednesday. That's going up on the Truth Experience on Facebook. How are you, folks? You got any questions, comments, concerns? Please go to the Truth Experience on Facebook. Pop them into the comment section there. If you have any questions about anything, please ask. I will answer any question you have. If I don't know, I will tell you I don't know. Here's something else. The leftists in Hollywood are dumber than a box of freaking rocks. Katy Perry on Manchester bombing. No barriers, no border. We just need to coexist. Shut up, you bitch. That's what I'm saying. Because that headline, when I read it earlier, and I saw it earlier, I didn't read it. I saw it earlier, and I read it to myself, and I'm, during the break. And I'm like, what is she talking about? She says, I think that the greatest thing we can do is just unite and love on each other, unquote. That's Katy Perry, folks. That's Katy Perry. Okay? Pop megastar Katy Perry made an impassioned plea for people to coexist and said that barriers or borders could detract from that goal in an interview following the terrorist bombing in an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, UK on Monday night that claimed the lives of at least 22 people and injured dozens of others. Hey, Katy Perry, why don't you take a look at what Saudi Arabia and other Islamic countries are doing to Christians? Yeah, you come from a Christian background there, chick. How about taking a look at that, huh? How about looking at what's happening to pastors across the Middle East? Christian pastors, yeah, being beheaded in Muslim countries. Hello? Can you wake the hell up, you little... I can go on, but I won't. Just calming down. Just going into my Zen mode. Sorry. What's his name? Duterte? Duterte, is that what it is? Philippines. Declares martial law in Philippine island of Mindanao in response to militant attacks. First time he has declared martial law since his election in 2016. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte declared martial law on the southern island of Mindanao on Tuesday night after a city there was rocked by clashes between government forces and Islamic militants. Presidential spokesman Ernesto Abella announced the declaration in Moscow, where Duterte arrived Tuesday for a 5-day state visit. Martial law on the island, which is home to more than 20 million people, began at 10 p.m. and will last for 60 days, Abella said. This marks the first time Duterte has declared martial law since he was elected in June of 2016. He will cut his Russian trip short, postponing scheduled meetings with President Vladimir Putin and Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev, according to the Philippine Daily Inquirer. It says read more, so I'm going to post that on the Truth Experience Facebook page so that you can read it. Some people have asked me in the past, you sound bitter against people. You have things against people. You don't like people who disagree with you. You defend yourself and argue with people that disagree with you. No, I don't. I want people to disagree with me. I want people to disagree with me, but I want people to put their information on the metaphorical table of debate, and we'll discuss these issues. But if you're going to sit there and point fingers and claim something or assert that I'm this or that, then you can just pack your little ass up and turn around and head out the door. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Disagree with me all you want, but you better have the information to back it up. You ain't got crap at all, ever, and never will, because your emotions stem from your indoctrination of leftist ideologies. Shall I go on? I won't, because I'll get ranting and pissed and, yeah. As crime dries up, Japan's police hunt for things to do. What, excuse me? As crime dries up, Japan's police hunt for things to do. There was just one fatal shooting in the whole of 2015. Can you say Fukushima? Oh, and everybody's on Melania Trump hails empowerment of women at Saudi company visit. Great strides being made towards the empowerment of women. That's her quote. And she stands at the Wailing Wall in Israel, in Jerusalem, in a dress, head uncovered, the whole schmear, and people are pissed off by that. Huh? U.S.'s North Korean investigators hit by cyber attack. UN Security Council's North Korea Sanctions Committee comes under sustained cyber attack. Putting that on the Truth Experience Facebook page. I want to give you a side note here. If there is any audio problems here in the live broadcast, anything, jump into the live chat and let me know. Michael Thalen over at Infowars.com yesterday, 23rd of May 2017, reports UN's North Korea investigators hit by cyber attack. A group of unknown hackers are targeting United Nations experts investigating potential sanctions violations by North Korea, Reuters reported on Monday. According to a UN email obtained by the news agency, the hackers, who were said to have, quote, very detailed insight, unquote, into their targets, successfully infiltrated one expert's computer on May 8th. The hackers used their knowledge to craft a, quote, highly personalized message, unquote, to the sanctions investigator that included a malicious email attachment. Quote, the zip file was sent with a highly personalized message which shows the hackers have very detailed insight into the panel's current investigation structure and working methods, unquote, read the email, which was sent on May 8th. The second email, sent on May 10th by the Secretary to the Sanctions Committee, also known as 1718, to Security Council members, also stated that the UN Office of Information and Communications Technology was analyzing, quote, the affected hard drive, unquote. Increased vigilance relating to 1718 committee-related correspondence is therefore advised until data analysis and related investigations are completed. The email read. I'm going to put that on the Truth Experience Facebook page. People ask me, why do you use Facebook if Facebook is, compromised? Okay. Can you say use the enemy's tools against them? Hey, if they shut down my Facebook page, I can go to minds.com or go to gab.ai or Google+. I don't care. The word is going to get out one way or another, and if I have to broadcast directly from my website, I will, which you can go to the website at thetruthexperience.weebly.com. Yeah. Heavy sigh. And here is the pinnacle of liberal and leftist stupidity. CNN blames right wing for Manchester suicide bombing. Despicable news outlet says right wing brought on attack. Showing just how truly insane the left has become, CNN blamed the right wing for the terror attacks in Manchester, England. I'm not even going to comment on it. It's a video, folks, but I'm not even going to comment on that because I want you to see exactly what it is. It's on you, folks. There you go. I chuckle because the insanity of the left is just spilling out all over the place for people to see it. Peaceful approach to radical Islamic terrorism will fail. Radical Islamists cannot be reasoned with. Islamic attacks will usher in police state. Radical Islam is the perfect tool for the globalists. I'm putting those two up. I'm not even going to read you, it's videos, but I'm going to put up those on the Truth Experience on Facebook. You guys, there's one I'm posting right now. Okay. Let me say this in this regard pertaining to the leftists. I make no apologies. I say what I say and that's it. If your skin isn't thick enough to deal with it, then not my problem, okay? I find it incredibly odd, and this is just me, but I find it incredibly odd that these people who I talk to on a daily basis, these people that I talk to who are Bernie Sanders supporters, Hillary supporters, wanted Hillary in, wanted this in, wanted Quist in, well, all this, that, and the other thing. When I talk to these people, I literally can see the stupidity oozing out of every orifice of their body. Okay? And I make no apologies for what I say. Now, I know a lot of people would say, well, you got to be, you got to use tact. You got to, it's like you can't, just tell people that they're idiots. And yeah, I can. Fault me for not having tact. Yes. But if you're an idiot, you're an idiot. That's just the way it is. My mama taught me a lot of things, and I've learned a great deal from her. May she rest in peace. And she is, actually. She taught me a lot, and I guarantee you that I know a hell of a lot more than I'm letting on. And guess what? There's a lot more to come, folks. There's a lot more to come. My mama taught me how to research, develop the ideas, bring the ideas together and look in other places, not just one area, and look elsewhere and grab these things. And then she told me this, and I remember this to this day. She said, it's like math. You put 1 + 1 together, and you got your answer. She didn't say it exactly like that, but we were talking, and I do remember her saying 1 + 1 and adding things together and, looking at other areas. So that's not a direct quote from my mother, but you get the gist. When I look at my past and when I look at the Carter administration, and even before that, the Ford administration, and when I look at the Reagan administration, when I look at the Bush administration, Bush Sr., King Bush the First, when I look at the Clinton administration, when I look at King Bush II, when I look at Obama administration, and now I'm looking at the Trump administration, I see one theme going through all of it. I see one theme. I'm not going to tell you specifically what it is, but I will who has put this theme in all of that. But I will say this. I know what that theme is. Let me go ahead and just say this. Various people from various organizations around the world who are elitist organizations, who head up different organizations, who will be meeting here next month in Germany, Dresden, Germany, have decided that the theme of the day, quote unquote, is total and absolute destruction of peace, freedom, liberty, and security in industrialized and westernized nations. That includes the United States of America. More specifically, that includes all the states that they cannot get to at this moment, but several states already have fallen to the New World Order. 1, New York State. 2, California. 3, Washington. Colorado's on the brink. Nevada is definitely sitting there sliding down the hill. Shall I go on? You've got one choice and one choice only. Defend freedom. I don't care where you are in the world. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your situation is. When you understand that when you look over and see your son or daughter's face and you look outside and you see terrorists ripping apart your nation, you better gut up, man up, and defend yourself, or you're nothing but pussies and cowards. Now, if you don't like that, I don't really give one rip what you like, because I make no apologies for what I say. Mama didn't raise no fool. Grandma taught me better, and my dad taught me how to take care of myself. And when I got a little older, my brother, who was older than me, taught me how to handle weapons, and I guarantee you I can handle them pretty damn well. And if anybody comes to this country, I can guarantee you over half of the population of America owns almost 400 million firearms. At least that was the count about 3 years ago. For every one person, it is said that they have 3 to 4 weapons that they own. So you're telling me that 150 million people have over 400 million weapons? If there was a gun problem in this country, you would know it. Oh, and I don't think they're taking into consideration the druggies that go and break into homes and steal weapons. I don't think they're looking at that, but I think they're looking at other things other than that as well. And they're grouping it all together. But that's wrong. Conservatively, I think out of 325 million people as the population of the United States of America, I would say that about 125, maybe 100 million people have over 400. You know, I would guess, and I'm only guessing here, I would think that 100 million people would have at least, a lot of guns that they own. Now, A, I don't apologize for what I say. B, I'm straightforward and in your face and blunt as hell. And 3, if you ain't got thick skin, you don't belong here. Oh, you got to use a little tact. You got to be you attract more people with honey than you do with, shut up. The fact of the matter is we have to defend the United States of America from enemies foreign and domestic. The fact of the matter is that these people in Washington, D.C., aside from the inner circle of President Donald Trump, I'm talking about the whole of Congress, minus about a handful of people, I'll say it this way. About 90% of Congress needs to go home and get fired. Go home. When I say that, I say they need to get fired. Okay, they need to leave. We need to fire their asses. No, don't vote anybody into office. Just fire their asses and go home. And if you want people in Congress, then why don't you vote your next door neighbor? Why don't you vote the owner of the mom and pop store down the street? How about voting into office the mechanic that is down the road? Why don't you vote the school teacher in your son or daughter's school for Congress? I told somebody years ago, I said, we need to fire all the lobbyists and the special interest groups and fire all the congressmen and women who think that they're working for themselves, which in actuality they need to be working for us. And this person had the balls to look at me and say, well, how's this country going to get, how's this country going to work? How is it going to be run? And I looked at this person and I went, by we the people. Not by attorneys that go up there and make laws that limit us, but that they use to get away with other things. They're exempt from their own laws they create. You don't believe me? Go look that up. Coming up to the top of the hour. We have plenty to look at. I'm not kidding you. We have plenty to look at. Plenty. When I get back from the top of the hour break, I want to talk about something very, very, very important, and that is fake Facebook accounts. Okay? And I'm going to dovetail that into fake news, because I want to tell you straight up right now, they work hand in hand. The information that you see on Facebook, probably a good 60% of all Facebook accounts that you see, and especially those pictures that say, people you may know, they're fake accounts. They're fake accounts. I don't know. I just know. No. And hi. There we go. I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. American Liberty Radio Network that I created uses this foundation to give you the truth and the facts. And that is, when I say sharing the truth and the facts without all the BS, I mean it. Sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS, I mean it. I want to give you the best that I can give you, that I'm capable of giving you. And I want you to understand that there's nothing holding me back at all. Ever. Okay? Ever. And I don't know. I will put this video on. Whoops. It just went away. I love how they do that. I don't know, folks. For some reason, my browser decided to burp, and the video I wanted to share the audio of went away. So, I don't know what that was all about. It was from USA Today. Go look under fake Facebook accounts. There's a usatoday.com video that you might want to check out. So, that's on you. Do your homework. I shall return in just a bit. So, yeah, don't go away. This is American Liberty Radio Network. This is The Truth Experience, thetruthexperience.weebly.com. Broadcasting from FEMA Region 8, sharing the truth one fact at a time, without all the BS. This is the American Liberty Radio Network.
The people of the world are now seeing what the globalists have always intended. They are engaged in a campaign to rid the world of 90% of humanity. They are well on their way of achieving this. But, with the corrupt mainstream media aligning themselves with such diabolical philosophies, the globalists are now being exposed and the people are now seeing them for who they truly are. Thanks for the most part to the independent media revealing the connection of the mainstream media to globalists like George Soros and others who invest and spread disinformation.
Don't say you haven't been warned. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. DistortedReality.podbean.com and Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on American Liberty Radio Network. Sharing the truth one fact at a time, without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
There's a show that's not afraid to ask questions no one else will ask. Not afraid to say
what no one else will say.
Friday nights at 7 p.m. Listen to Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie, where no topic is off limits. Conspiracy theories, paranormal activities, hoaxes, the unexplained. It's what we talk about. Question everything. Trust no one. Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie. Friday at 7 p.m. on the KCOR Digital Radio Network out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hello, everybody. This is Brian Lang with Live Truth Radio and TV. You're listening to Wayne S. Pierce with American Liberty Radio.
Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. This is American Liberty Radio Network. This is The Truth Experience. This is The Truth Experience.weebly.com. How are you, folks? It's the 24th of May, 2017. Yes, it is hump day. Now, I'm going to go here because I really need to let you know what is happening in the world today. A little show note for you that if you're in listening to this live, if you're in the chat room or want to make a comment, if you're not listening to it live, and there's any audio anomalies, any glitches, anything that you hear that's off a little, I want you to let me know. Okay? This is from last year. A report from RT.com on the 20th of November 2016. Ron Paul reveals hit list of alleged fake news journalists. Quote, the list contains the culprits who told us that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction and lied us into multiple bogus wars, unquote. Former Congressman Ron Paul revealed a list of fake news journalists he claims are responsible for bogus wars and lies about Hillary Clinton's chances of winning the election. Journalists from CNN, The New York Times, and The Guardian are included. Quote, the list contains the culprits who told us that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction and lied us into multiple bogus wars, unquote, according to a report on his website, Ron Paul Liberty Report. Paul claims the list is sourced and, quote, holds a lot more water, unquote, than a list previously released by Melissa Zimdars, who is described on Paul's website as, quote, a leftist feminist professor. I am going to put that one up there. It's from last year, from November before the elections, last year, of 2016. But I also want to remind you of one very important factor. It does not matter to me. It does not matter to me what people identify with, because I know from my perspective that their identification of that particular party, of that particular view, of that particular stance, when they identify and claim it to be theirs, they are pretty much indoctrinated. I do not care what they think. Now, if they want to be nice and be cordial and sit down at the table and we can discuss things and, they can disagree with me all they want as long as they supply the information to prove their side of the argument, I'm fine with that. But overall, there's the door. Bye. Have a nice day. From 11th of January 2017, this year, just a few months ago, Time Warner stocks fell after Trump labels CNN fake news. Quote, your organization is terrible. I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news, unquote. Remember that? This is back in January 11th, 2017. Media conglomerate Time Warner, who owns CNN, saw its stocks fall Wednesday after President-elect Donald Trump labeled the outlet fake news, a CNBC reporter says. You remember that? Do you not? If not, it's going up on The Truth Experience on Facebook. I'm reminding you of the past and what has been said because look at it today. 5 months into President Donald Trump's administration, we have total douchebags out there that think that he's the worst president and yada, yada, yada. I can go down the line, but obviously you people already know. But let me tell you something about these douchebags out there. They want handouts. They want free college. They want everything free. They want their utilities in their home free. They want their everything free. I don't really give one rip what they think, and if they're going to deny it, they're stupid because they want everything for free. In other words, they want a socialist country, and they will back democratic socialists who want that. And, let me remind these douchebags exactly what is happening and how they are trying to promote socialism. Let me show you douchebags exactly what's going to happen. Have you seen Venezuela in the last several weeks? That's exactly what's going to happen. And you're going to be in the crosshairs of these socialists that say, what, you want free stuff? No, we want to take it for ourselves. Up yours. Okay? Do you understand how socialism works? It's socialism, fascism, yada, yada. Go down the line. They're all the same. They're all the brands, the different brands of the same totalitarian philosophy that you so enjoy and want. So you douchebags better either, you've got two choices. I'm going to lay these choices out here. You can decide which one you want. I'm not going to twist your arm, but here's your two choices. Either shut the hell up and look at the country for what it is and do your part to, build and sustain a free country. Or here's your other choice. Pack your shit and get your ass out of the country. Go to another country that fits your philosophical or your political ideology. Go ahead. Bye. Bye-bye. There's a boat, there's a plane, I don't care. You can build a boat. Get out. There's your choices. I don't care about what you want. What I myself personally care about is your safety and your freedoms and your innovations and resources, not to make it my own, not to steal it from you, not to make you change your mind about anything. I'm not going to throw you on the ground and throw your arm up behind your neck and say you're going to believe this. But I'm more concerned about your freedom and liberty than I am also about mine, obviously, than I am about those people who want to turn this country into a socialist, hellhole. Okay? I can stare you straight in the face and tell you I'm concerned about your freedom and liberty, and I'm here to help you sustain that freedom and liberty. But if you're going to accuse me of something, I'm going to help you pack your bags and get the hell out of the country because you don't need to be here. I don't apologize for anything I say. Don't apologize. Ever. If it's warranted in certain situations, I will. And I have in the past. As well as telling people I've been wrong. Because I've overlooked something doesn't necessarily mean I'm wrong, but to placate them, I tell them I'm wrong. I don't apologize for what I say. And I may be harsh, and it may sound harsh, and it may sound like I'm bitter. So in the way that I say it, yes, okay, I will calm down. But you see how passionate I am about peace, freedom, liberty, and security in this nation, don't you? And by the way, yes, I burped. We all do. I just don't like doing it on air sometimes, but hey, it happens, okay? I wonder sometimes about the things I say. I wonder what the outcome of the things I say. I wonder about that. But I don't know anything about that because people take the things I say, spin it to their own delusional way and come up with their own, whatever it is they think about. And then they go behind my back and talk to other people about it when they're stinking cowards and can't come to me and talk to me first of all and say, hey, why did you say this? Anybody that doesn't come to me and talk to me about the things I say is a freaking coward. What, you think you're going to offend me? Hey, my skin's thicker than that. You walk in my shoes. You understand what I understand over many, many years of investigating and researching globalists and geopolitical issues and subjects. Yeah, then you can sit there and say, oh, no. You got a problem with me, you come to me. I've told bosses that in previous jobs. If that person has a problem with me, they can come to me and talk to me. I'm not going to get mad at them. When we're adults, we can talk. You know what they said? That's not how it works. Well, I'm sorry. That's how it works with me. And I've told bosses that too. And I've literally looked at them and said, that's how it works with me, and that's the way it's going to be. And I turned around and went back to work. Guess what? Nobody talked about me. Nobody talked about me behind my back. Nobody said anything to anybody about me. I just went and worked. And frankly, yeah. Oh, later on, people, months later, they would talk to me and say, well, I was mad at you, but, it's water under the bridge now. Okay, we shake hands and move on. There you go. Simple as that. Wow. But anyway, I want to make this next statement. I want to say this in a manner that will not offend, but I'm afraid that it might. I've got friends and family listening. I'm sure they know. They may not tell me on Facebook, but I'm sure they're listening. At some point, they're listening to me. So I want to say this to them. I love you guys, man. I love my friends. I love my family. Family is the most important thing in life. And if you're not able to defend your family in whatever way, by any means necessary, then there's a problem. And seriously, don't make it somebody else's problem. If you have a problem with somebody, if you have a situation where there's a problem with someone, go to them and talk to them. Don't gather the family around in this freaking meetings that you have and all this. And families do that. They have this family meeting. Everybody come down to the dining room. We're going to have a family meeting. People do that, I'm sure. So, I will say this. Okay? Don't do that. Well, the family's involved. No. Don't do that. You have a problem with one member of your family, you go talk to them personally. You sit down with them personally. I don't give a crap if it's your mom and dad or sister, brother, cousin, aunt, uncle. I don't give a crap. You sit down with them personally, one-on-one, and you tell them exactly how you feel. Because, one, you gain respect that way. And as a side note, you don't have the family gathering their forces to gang up on you for any reason whatsoever, okay? You don't. That's number one. Number two, when you sit down personally with someone one-on-one and you talk to them as human beings, as adults, I guarantee you'll get a better response from them later on down the line, if not immediately. See, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think, well, I got to go talk to this person over here, and I got to go tell them, and hopefully, no. I've had people look me in the face and say, you offended me just now. And you know what I've done? Oh, I apologize. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that. Sorry. And guess what? Water under the bridge. Boom. Done. Carry on. So I just wanted to, I know some people are listening to me and the two people out there listening to me. So this is something that is important because it is vitally important to understand how the dynamic of relationships work. Okay? And it is important to understand how that can work. The dynamics in a relationship work when you put the effort into it to make it work. Seriously. And when you put the effort into supporting this government, what you're literally telling everyone else is you don't care about the country except the way you want it to be, which is a very tyrannical type of government. You Bernie Sanders and Clinton supporters know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know every play in your political playbook. And I know who is your, well, metaphorical quarterback in your football game. I know who you kick around. I know who you don't want playing. I know that, let's just say I know more than I'm letting on. Okay? Names, places, dates, information that is far beyond, dare I say, classified. Because I know exactly who these people are on the left. I know who's funding them. I know where the money's coming from. I know the areas of laundering of the finances, the money that goes into the political coffers to finance some of these closeted, if not outright revealed globalists in Washington, D.C. Oh, I have my ways. I have my ways. And let me tell you this. After 40 years of researching the globalists and looking at people like the Rockefellers and the Rand Corporation and the Ford Foundations and all of this, and looking at the politicians being funded by organizations like that, let me point something out, folks. 1 + 1 = 2. Bribes and corruption lead to very, very sketchy politics. And I know more than I'm letting on. And I've probably said a little too much. So I'll leave it right there. But the relationship, getting back to that before the bottom of the hour break, getting back to that, I want to say that it is imperative that we understand who the players are in this whole global chess game. We need to know who these players are and the relationship they have with one another. We need to understand who has infiltrated the Patriot movement. We need to understand who has infiltrated these freedom movements. The relationship with those people will be found out. These people will be revealed, and these people will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We know who you are, and we will find you. So, if you think for 1 minute that any of this is a conspiracy theory and I'm just ranting and doing whatever because you think I'm delusional, let me remind you of something else, folks. And I don't say this to brag or to make this a badge of honor or anything of this nature, but let me tell you this. I have a genius IQ. So for you leftists out there who think that you can pull the wool over the eyes of people like me, let me also remind you of something else. I have certain skills. Certain things that I've learned in my life from various people from, let's just say, people in government. People in government who literally have, done things in the past that, let's just say, were used in clandestine organizations within government departments. I'll just leave that right there. And let me mention a name to you. Okay? Let me put this out here. Let me just lay this name out here for you. Major Ed Dames. D-A-M-E-S. Major Ed Dames. Go look him up. I'm just gonna leave that out there for you. You guys are gonna have to go do your research on that. But after the bottom of the hour, I'll come back and I'll tell you exactly what I wanted to tell you in the last segment before I got onto this huge, massive, long-winded speech. Sorry. With threat very high, France set to extend state of emergency. Macron seeking 6th extension of state of emergency, which expires July 15th. State of emergency, folks. State of emergency. Video, Linda Sarsauer, mock student for questioning FGM tweet. Quote, I wish I could take their vaginas away. They don't deserve to be women, unquote. Ooh, after the bottom of the hour break, I'll come back and talk about that one. I'm going to go a little sooner than normal, folks. So, hang out, chill. I'll be back. Don't, come on. I'm not going to go anywhere permanently. I'm just going to go take a little break, and I shall return in about 3.5 minutes. So don't go away. I'll be back right after this. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. TheTruthExperience.weebly.com. Broadcasting from FEMA Region 8, sharing the truth one fact at a time, without all the BS. This is the American Liberty Radio Network.
The people of the world are now seeing what the globalists have always intended. They are engaged in a campaign to rid the world of 90% of humanity. They are well on their way of achieving this. But, with the corrupt mainstream media aligning themselves with such diabolical philosophies, The globalists are now being exposed and the people are now seeing them for who they truly are. Thanks for the most part to the independent media revealing the connection of the mainstream media to globalists like George Soros and others who invest and spread disinformation.
Don't say you haven't been warned. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. DistortedReality.podbean.com and Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on American Liberty Radio Network. Sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
There's a show that's not afraid to ask questions no one else will ask. Not afraid to say
what no one else will say.
Friday nights at 7 p.m. Listen to Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie, where no topic is off limits. Conspiracy theories, paranormal activities, hoaxes, the unexplained. It's what we talk about. Question everything. Trust no one. Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie. Friday at 7 p.m. on the KCOR Digital Radio Network out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
There is a storm on the horizon, a time of hardship and pain. This battle has been won, but the war against the machines rages on. Skynet's global network remains strong, but we will not quit until all of it is destroyed. This is John Connor. There is no fate but what we make.
Hey folks, how you doing? This is the Truth Experience.weebly.com. If you're listening to me over there, this is the Truth Experience. And this is the American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com is the other website. You guys rock. Hey, I got another half hour, so stick around with me, folks. I'm looking around my studio here, and we need to upgrade a little bit. So if you want to become a patron, go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com, go to the sponsors page, and there's a little link there that says Become a Patron. And you can help us, or help me, us. Well, us, yeah, you're a part of this too. You can help us remodel the studio and upgrade some equipment around here and help me keep the lights on. Okay? I mean, if you are so inclined to do so... If you are so inclined to do so and support alternative and independent media, please consider becoming a patron at AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Go to the sponsors page. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Infowars.com. Campus Reform is reporting. There's a video by Linda Sarsauer. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Sorry, Linda. Mocks students for questioning FGM tweet. Quote, I wish I could take their vaginas away. They don't deserve to be women, unquote. At a recent Dartmouth College event, Linda Sarsauer deflected a question about her professed desire to mutilate the genitalia of her political opponents by mocking the questioner for being a young, quote, unquote, young white man. There's a video involved in this, folks, so I will tell you that I would like to share that on The Truth Experience on Facebook so you guys can go check that out. Everything that I'm talking about is on The Truth Experience on Facebook. So check it out. Let's go. Let's go here. I'm gonna go to Breitbart.com. Advertisers bow to the activist left. Begin pulling ads from Hannity. I spoke about that in the first segment. Conservative Fox News host denounces liberal fascism. The number of companies that pulled ads from Fox News' Sean Hannity's show. Hannity, after he pledged to continue investigating circumstances surrounding the death of murdered DNC employee Seth Rich. See, they don't want people to get to the truth and the facts. The Democrats, the liberal fascism of the Democrats and also the Republicans, they don't want the truth to come out. Okay? They don't. Left freaks out at, get this, left freaks at Trump budget. Economist warns U.S. might export natural gas to China. What? Let's go read that. Breitbart.com. Trump derangement syndrome. Larry Summers worries we might export natural gas to China. Larry Summers is now worried that the United States might start exporting natural gas to China. The former Treasury Secretary has attacked a trade deal reached earlier this month between the United States and China as something, quote, a serious administration committed to helping American workers would likely not have accepted and surely would not have hyped, unquote. That's a powerful accusation to level against an administration elected on an America First platform. Fortunately, there's little evidence to back up the allegation. The most substantive objection Summers raises has to do with the part of the deal which will allow U.S. to export liquefied natural gas to China. Quote, to at least a small extent, that would mean higher heating costs for American consumers and a higher energy cost for U.S. producers, unquote, Summers warned. Interesting. I'm going to let you read the rest of that on The Truth Experience on Facebook. It's right there, folks. Just click on all those that I've put up earlier as well. If you have any comments, concerns, any questions that you might think I can answer, ask me anything you like. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. It's that simple. Please email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Unless you're in the chat room on this live broadcast, then tell me there. If you're listening, please pop in the chat room and say hi. I'm not going to bite your head off. I mean, come on. Seriously, I'm not Ozzy Osbourne. Come on. I mean, I want some interaction here, folks. Okay, I want some interaction. I want you to tell me what's on your mind. I want you to tell me how, well, A, how I'm doing, and B, what's on your mind. I want to hear from you. So you can go to Spreaker.com, look under American Liberty Radio, look under The Truth Experience, pop in your comment. Or go to The Truth Experience on Facebook. Pop in your comment. Or when the show is over and you're listening to this in the archive, pop your comment in there. Let me know. Because I want to hear from you. I want to interact with you. Unfortunately, I'm still trying to figure out how to accept phone calls. So I'm kind of, I need somebody to sit down with me and go, plug this in here, put this here. I mean... So I've been trying everything under the sun to try to take calls on this show and on my other shows and to get interviews and stuff like that. But just a little difficult at this moment. And this is part of the reason why I want to upgrade some of the equipment around here. So if you want to help in that fashion, you are more than, you're more than willing to do so. If you so choose to do so, that is. Go to American Liberty Radio Network. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Go to the sponsors page. Become a patron. Drop $1 in the kitty to help us upgrade around here and keep the lights on for you, okay? I mean, it's for you, folks. Or you can advertise on the network. I would certainly appreciate that, and it's a win-win situation for both of us. So, hey, Billings, Montana, consider, advertising on American Liberty Radio Network. Yeah, I know, I get a little miffed, but don't we all? Don't we all? I mean, stuff's going on around you, and and current regulations in the city are causing you to sit there and scratch your head going, why am I paying more this year than I did last year for electricity? Why am I, what? So, I'm going to tell you what's going on around Billings, Montana. But I've been so darn busy with other things outside of the studio that I just can't sit down with local shop owners and store owners and ask them questions pertaining to how is business in this city. I do other things outside of the studio, folks, okay? I do. I mean, I got a life. You know what I'm saying? I got a life outside of this studio. I'm here for about 4 hours a day. So, other than the podcasts that I do and the live broadcasts like this one, I'm in the studio for about 4.5 hours. So I'm, or close to that, So, yeah. So I do other things outside of this studio. I have a life. This is my day job, folks. I mean, I don't get squat for it, you know what I'm saying? But I got to keep the lights on around here, so I do things as much as I possibly can to do that, okay? So, what can I say? If you are so inclined to support independent and alternative media, specifically American Liberty Radio Network, if you are so inclined to do so and decide to do so, I want to say thank you very, very much. Because voices need to be heard. Your voice needs to be heard. That's why I want you to interact with me. Send me email. Let me know. Send me email. I'll read it on air. I'll give you the credit. And I will only read your first name and where you're from. I will not give your last name. That is my policy in American Liberty Radio Network. That is, I'll only give your first name and where you're from. So send me your email at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. That's all. Oh, what are you going to do? Spam me with all good? No. I'm not going to do that. Why would I want to do that? It's ridiculous. I'm just saying. If you want to help. If you're able to, please do. If not, that's okay. Share the show with your friends and family. That's okay. So anyway, where was I? Okay. That's up on the Truth Experience. Left freaks at Trump budget. Economists warn U.S. might export natural gas to China. Okay, that's up there on the Truth Experience on Facebook. Gowdy, no surveillance programs until unmasking questions answered. This is from Jeff Poor from Breitbart.com, 24th of May, 2017. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to give the credit where credit was due for the last article I put up there. Sorry, John Carney over at Breitbart. I apologize for not mentioning where I got that article from. Breitbart, John Carney, 24th of May, 2017. Sorry about that. There you go. It's up on the Truth Experience on Facebook. This article from Jeff Poor, 24th of May, 2017 at Breitbart. Gowdy, Trey Gowdy, no reauthorization of surveillance programs until unmasking questions answered. Wednesday on Fox News Channel, America's Newsroom, Representative Trey Gowdy, Republican of South Carolina, said Congress would not reauthorize certain surveillance programs until questions about the unmasking of Americans' identities under the past administrations were answered. Gowdy argued it was a different issue separate from the leaks coming out of the federal government and said he wanted to know he said he wanted to know had made the unmasking request and why they had done so. Quote, this is from Trey Gowdy, representative of South Carolina. We are not going to reauthorize these surveillance programs if the American people are not satisfied their security is going to be safeguarded, unquote. Gowdy said, quote, so the leaks are one issue. The unmasking within the intelligence community, that is a privilege to be able to request that a U.S. person's name be unmasked. And I want to know who is making that request, that what is the evidentiary basis of that request, and if it's late in your tenure, like the day before you leave office, that should send off alarms and sirens as to why that person does it, unquote. That's what Trey Gowdy said. If you want to go to Breitbart, this is going up on the Truth Experience on Facebook as well. I got a lot of articles up there. So if you want to check them out, please do. Thank you very much. If you're listening to this in the archive after the live broadcast, everything you need to know that I've talked about on this show is on the Truth Experience on Facebook. Tomorrow they'll be voting for new congressmen out of Montana here. You've got Quist, you've got Wicks, you've got a few other people, I'm assuming, but the front runner is Gianforte, Greg Gianforte. From what I've seen, this is only my perspective with the limited access that I have to other things concerning this election, to fill this congressional seat. Everything that I have looked at so far is he's the man. Everybody else sucks. But I'm not supporting him. I'm not, I'm just saying from what I've seen throughout this whole thing with everybody involved in this election, he's the front runner. And, I'm just putting it out there, folks. Okay. Just laying it out there for you. Prosecutors, rape suspect replicated scenes from violent porn videos. That's what Breitbart is talking about. And I want to mention that because there's a few things that I want to mention right now, and I'm not going to go into detail about it because I'm still, looking into it and researching it. But, as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to post this on the Truth Experience, but I will say this. Certain things that are seen in videos, in games, on television, or on, Hulu and Netflix and YouTube and all this, certain things that are seen are replicated by people in society. They will take that and they will say, wow, I'm going to copy this because it worked there, when in fact they have no clue that what they saw on their television program or in their video games was completely fake. You know what I'm saying? On a television program or in the movies, it's scripted. It's in the script. It's not real. It's not real. These people can't distinguish between fantasy and reality. So when they copy everything and go out and commit a crime or do something, guess what? Chances are they saw it in a movie. Chances are they saw it in a movie. Zinke. Let's go take a look at Zinke. Is that how you pronounce it? Sorry there. From Penny Star over at Breitbart, 24th of May, 2017. Calling President Donald Trump's proposed budget for fiscal year 2017 let me reread that because words do matter. Calling President Donald Trump's proposed budget for fiscal year 2018 a, quote, new foundation for American greatness, unquote, Secretary Interior Ryan Zinke told reporters on Tuesday conference call that the loss of revenue suffered under Obama administration could pay for the, quote, entire backlog, unquote, for maintenance for national parks, with about $3 billion to spare. In fact, the revenue lost through Obama's policies could pay for the agency's entire $11.6 billion budget and leave an almost $3 billion surplus. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, because Obama was a complete and total idiot. Okay? He was a Marxist. He was a communist. I don't care what he was a piece of crap. And I thought President Ulysses S. Grant and President Jimmy Carter were the worst presidents in history. Nope. I think we have one in Barack Obama. Now, here's some positive things that I want to mention. This is on Breitbart.com, Nate Church, 24th May 2017. Bipartisan bill will keep the NSA out of your inbox. The House of Representatives is considering a bill that would prevent the NSA from conducting warrantless searches through U.S. citizens' email accounts. Representative Tulsi Gabbard, Democrat of, Hawaii, I think, and Scott Perry, Republican of Pennsylvania, have presented a bill which seeks to, quote, permanently codify protections on Americans' privacy, unquote. It has been introduced to the House to cement a policy change announced by the NSA in April, ending surveillance of email based on keywords related to foreign targets of spying unless they were specifically to or from concerned parties. Now, let me go on. This catch-all form of spying is known as, quote-unquote, about surveillance, and both Gabbard and Perry want to ensure it doesn't make a comeback. Now, did you understand what I just read there, folks? It has been in this bill that has been introduced by a Democrat and a Republican, Democrat Gabbard from Hawaii and Perry from Pennsylvania. It goes on to say this, quote, it has been introduced to the House to cement a policy change announced by the NSA in April. Did you hear about that? Ending surveillance of email based on keywords related to foreign targets of spying unless they were specifically to or from concerned parties. Okay. Yeah. I don't have a comment on that, folks, because I seriously think that we don't need government looking at every damn thing that we're doing, including our emails or our texts or our messages. We don't. Matter of fact, I myself personally think we need to cut that 10 square mile piece of land off and throw it in the Atlantic. We don't need a centralized government. Our founding fathers told us not to have one. Okay? DOJ ramps up funding for eminent domain land acquisition, potentially clears way for border wall. Okay, is that good and bad? Ian Mason over at Breitbart.com, 23rd of May, 2017. Tuesday's Department of Justice budget proposal asked Congress for $1.8 million to, quote-unquote, meet litigation acquisition and appraisal demands during the construction along the border between Mexico and the United States, unquote. The money will be used to devote 20 new staff members, including 12 attorneys, to the Environmental and National Resource Division's Land Acquisition Section. This small section of the DOJ handles litigation that arises when the federal government uses its quote-unquote eminent domain power to seize land for public projects. Ooh. The new money and staff is to be devoted to the southern border, where, according to an overview released by the department, just 2 LAS attorneys are currently working with a budget of only $329,000. The proposal represents a 6 times increase in attorneys and 6 times increase in funding for LAS assistance with construction along the border. The border wall is going up, folks. That's just the way it is. That's the good news. Bad news is, well, guess who's going to be paying for it? I'm going to say it's going to be you and I, because Mexico pretty much thumbs their nose at us when it comes to the border wall. And the picture you'll see on the Truth Experience on Facebook is just a chain link fence. I think that's just a guide. As far as I'm concerned, we need a 20-foot wall with turrets on it. But, hey, that's just me. And let me look at the time. I got like 6 minutes left. Good, enough time for one more article. Excuse me. David Letterman. Makes me sick that soulless goon Trump is president. That's what David Letterman, you remember him? Late night talk show host, David Letterman. Makes me sick that soulless goon Trump is president. Yeah, okay. Bye-bye. Pack your crap, Mr. Letterman, and get the hell out of the United States. HBO scraps Jon Stewart animated comedy series. Good, he's a piece of crap. John Podesta. I see no sign Donald Trump will be impeached. John Podesta said this. And Trump meets Pope. I won't forget what you said. Okay, so those are 4 articles that are on Breitbart. If you just go to Breitbart, I believe it is the front page. You just scroll on down, and the first thing you'll see right below, you'll see David Letterman makes me sick that soulless goon Trump is president, and the other ones I've mentioned. So that's on Breitbart.com. Let me put that whole link, or that whole website, in a link on the Truth Experience on Facebook. And you can go see that for yourself, folks. There you go. It's all on there. And I'm about ready to get the heck out of here because, hey. That's what happens, folks. Anywho. I want to encourage you folks to at least consider supporting independent and alternative media. You can support American Liberty Radio Network with your becoming a patron. You can become a patron. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Go to the sponsors page and look for the link. It says Become a Patron. Drop $1 into Kitty to keep me caffeinated and help me keep the lights on around here, and that would be appreciated. Thank you very much. And if you want to advertise on American Liberty Radio Network, hey, you just might hear your advertisement on this network, okay? You can email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com, or go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Go to the sponsors page. All the information that you need is right there. Of course, if you have questions, you can email at the email address I gave you, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. And don't be shy. Tell me what's happening in your area. If you've listened to this on Spreaker, drop a comment in the section there. If you've listened to this on the website, thank you. thetruthexperience.weebly.com. Appreciate that very much. Share that with your friends. If you are able, please get out and let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods. This show is about you. I'm giving you all of this information, the Truth Experience on Facebook. I'm giving you all this information so that you can see what's going on. I recommend and encourage you to go outside of your house if you're able to and check out what's going on around there. And you will see the difference between the mainstream propaganda media and the independent media that I am in. You will see the difference. You'll know the difference, and you'll know who to support, and you'll know who to, listen to. And it doesn't have to be me. It could be, Rush Limbaugh or Alex Jones or Michael Savage or, any number of those people. But to get a well-rounded view of what's going on, yes, I do encourage listening to other people on the other side of these issues, because it gives you a better understanding of what's going on. That's all. It's that simple, folks. 1 + 1 = 2. That's how I like to keep it. So, folks, I'm out of here. I'm going to go away and just, It's one of those things, folks, that we do. So I got to get out of here, and in all aspects of what we are Americans, we are human, and we have to protect ourselves from the enemy, foreign and domestic. So remember that. We're human. I'll shake your hand. You disagree with me? Fine. I'll shake your hand anyway. Doesn't matter. Let's sit down and talk. I'll buy you coffee, okay? So, anyway, folks, let's get out of here. AmericanLibertyRadio.com, American Liberty Radio on Spreaker.com, sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS.